Call Me By Your Name. It's the summer of 1983 in the north of Italy, and Elio Perlman, played by Timothee Chalamet, a precocious 17-year-old young man, spends his days in his family's 17th century villa, transcribing and playing classical music, reading and flirting with his friend Marzia, played by Esther Garrel. Elio enjoys a close relationship with his father, played by Michael Stuhlbarg, an eminent professor specializing in Greco-Roman culture, and his mother, Anila, played by Amira Kazar, a translator, who favor him with the fruits of high culture in the setting of, and I think I actually cut all that joker out, so we're going to go ahead and move over to the next line, which is One Day, Oliver, played by Armie Hammer, a 24-year-old American college graduate student working on his doctorate, arrives as the annual summer intern tasked with helping Elio's father. In the sun-drenched splendor of the setting, Elio and Oliver discover the heady beauty of awakening desire over the course of a summer that will alter their lives forever.
This sounds like this is like the definition of a hoity-toity out-heart film that has no point, but was just filmed just for the sake of being filmed.
All I had told you earlier was that I didn't like the movie. I knew when I got to actually describing the movie that you would actually finally understand why I actually didn't like this movie.
That sounds boring.
This movie, I mean, the political message aside, if I don't, this movie doesn't actually preach at you, which is really good.
Which is refreshing.
So,
from what I've been told.
So, not that I disagree or anything with the politics of the movie. I'm just saying this one does. It's not all in your face or anything like that. So it's fine for as far as that. But it's boring. Oh my gosh, this movie had no point.
Just that description almost put me to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, the characters themselves weren't very likable. I mean, they're all, like I said, there's a difference between precocious and just being straight. Oh gosh, what's the word I'm trying to think?
D-bags?
Well, yes, that. D-bags and, oh my gosh, I am blanking on the word, and it's not a hard word.
Stuck up?
No, well, they're stuck up, and I'm blanking on it now. It's the word where people are like really uppity, and I don't know. I'm just full of themselves. There's still another word that I'm blanking on, and it's a super simple word. It's stitious. What's the word? Pretentious. Oh my gosh, that's the word. I don't know why I'm blanking on pretentious.
I don't know why we both blanked on pretentious.
I'm so hyped up about talking about this movie right now that I'm forgetting the word pretentious. Gosh, which is weird because out of the three of the champs here, I'm the more pretentious one as far as the kind of movies I watch and like and enjoy.
See, what grounds you is the fact that you have like Diary of a Wimpy Kid in your collection, and you don't have like a lot of your titles aren't French words, so
right.
You're not as pretentious as you think you are.
Right. Okay. but like the Oscars is my Super Bowl, is what?
Yeah.
So that's why I watch those Oscar movies.
Okay.
So
as a fan of movies as a whole, I understand that.
Yes.
So I don't consider that being pretentious because since you like movies like you do, it would make sense that Oscar season would be your Super Bowl. Like the movies coming out is the playoffs. Right. The Oscars is the Super Bowl. Right. I understand that.
Well, there's been a lot of these Oscar movies that have pretty much no narrative plan or anything like that, where it just seems like you're just jumping into these people's lives and you're watching just a moment in their life, which is sort of, I mean, this is exactly what they do with this movie, but these people's lives are boring. And like I said, they're pretentious. If you're a fan of art, especially if you're a starving artist, these people should be the ones that upset you because they seem very into their spoils. I mean, every day they're treating themselves to this very fancy party and all. I mean, like I said, the kids plays classical music and he transposes music, and the way that he goes about it in the movie is really pretentious. That's the word that I wanted to use to describe this movie. And that's exactly what this was. I mean, this movie's getting praised, and I just don't know if it's because of what the like I said, the politics of the movie, if they just feel like they're forced to actually say that they enjoyed it, I don't know. I'm not like that. I don't feel like I have to be forced to hide my opinion sometimes. So, but for this was really stupid. This was a very stupid movie, and I don't know why it's getting so much praise. Because, like I said, if you can't relate with the characters and you don't really know, you don't believe the romance, you don't believe all of that. It just seemed really, really dumb. Zach just walked in.
Hello.
Hey. He has my niece. Anyways, back to the story here. So yeah, I didn't enjoy it. It was really a brutal movie to finish. So I don't know. You're gonna walk across the camera?
Yeah, he has to.
Oh, the cord's there. Yeah. Okay.
He's carrying precious cargo, so he has to do what he has to do. If he was carrying a pizza, he could have went the other way. But he's carrying a baby. That's a little more important.
So the one thing about this movie, though, it also really had high expectations because of the reviews that I had been reading and seeing other YouTubers and stuff reviewing it. It had just really high expectations, so maybe that's one of the reasons why. But I could not get into this movie, and I'm a really huge defender of Armie Hammer because I've been really happy that Armie Hammer was finally in a movie that's actually getting some Oscar buzz because he was on a hot streak of nothing for a while. So I've been.
Lone Ranger says hello.
What's that?
The Lone Ranger says hello.
Oh yes. So I've been really into Timothee Chalamet's movies that he's been, especially since he was in Lady Bird. He was very good in Lady Bird. So yeah, I mean, I didn't get the hype. Didn't enjoy the movie, and I don't want to see it again. So with that, I'm going to give it my trusty 6 out of 10. Because it was a decently put together movie. There was some okay cinematography, but the overall story was boring. The characters weren't likable.
See, to me, if a movie is pretty but the story doesn't pull me into it, then the movie's not pretty to me no more. It's just you just shined up a turd, and I can't reward that.
Yeah, but I gave what did I give?
You gave what? Great Showman a 5?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. No, well, I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, we got to talk about your scoring.
Yeah,
you can't rag on them.
But I gave downsizing. I gave that the same score. I didn't like the overall story of that, but it was a good, well-directed movie. Mm-hmm. So I mean, and well acted. The acting was pretty good. They played those stupid characters very well, but I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. Maybe it's just not my movie. I don't know. Other people, like I said, other people liked it, but for me, it just didn't work. Mm-hmm. I'm not that into myself as much as these people are.
So, like, what's it got, like, what, a 92, 93 on Rotten Tomatoes right now?
It's
You're
really
in, like, that 7-8%.
Yeah.
So, there are people out here that feel like you do, so don't feel like you're alone.
Okay. So, 6 out of 10. If I watched it again, maybe I'll change my opinion, but I'm not watching it again, so that's what's happening.